You want to know why 2K can be stale sometimes? 2K can be stale sometimes because the majority of the content creation in 2K is the same thing. Best build, best jump shot, best build, best jump shot. Then they switch it. Best Devin Booker build, best say Gilgeous-Alexander build, best Joel Embiid build, unstoppable. Never miss again. Green all your shots. That's why. Because everybody does the same thing. The reason why this community cannot grow and expand and reach heights that we've never seen is because everything is just cycle, rinse, and repeat. That's what it is. And hopefully this channel, my channel, can differ from the majority. If you want to see a regular team go out there and compete against the quote unquote comp team, this might be the channel for you. This channel does not consist of the same rinse and repeat offense that you may play against and that you may watch. That is, the point guard brings the ball up the court, the center comes and sets the screen, and he just sits and holds the screen the majority of the possession, and somebody rolls to the basket or cuts to the basket, and that's the offense. You're not gonna see that here. You're gonna see basketball. You're gonna see backdoor cuts. You're gonna see pick and rolls. You're gonna see handoffs. You're gonna see dribble handoffs. You're gonna see mid-range pull-ups. You're gonna see great defense. You're gonna see some wins. You're gonna see some losses. You're not gonna see 2-3 zone with the two best defenders on the top of the key. You're not gonna see the lockdown go and pick up the point guard and not even realize or see that the point guard is not the main scorer. You're not gonna see that. You're gonna see actual basketball knowledgeable players playing a simulation basketball game in 2024. I know that is so crazy to even imagine that there is people out there that play a simulation sports game as a simulated sports game. It's crazy to think of that. But if you want to see different type of gameplay style than what you're used to seeing, then come and watch. Come and see the gameplays that I upload. We play Pro-Am, we play Park, we play Stage, we play Rec. I play it all. But my gameplay style is considered trash, boring, not good. And you see, people are so concerned and obsessed with the way something looks instead of the result of what you're getting. And I guess it's okay. Everybody has a preference. Some people like the style, the flash. Some people like just the pure substance. Some people like to see a one-man show. Some people like to see a guard dribble for 24 seconds to shoot a three. Some people like to see a guard dribble and dribble and dribble and give up, I don't know, 3-4 shots within the dribble sequence, but they're already programmed to do this dribble sequence before they look for a shot. Some people like to see that. But for those of you who don't, those of you who look around and you say, man, this game stinks. Everybody in this game plays the same. Then this is the channel for you. A breath of fresh air, a new light, a new way to play. Ain't that the promotional quote for some games today? A new way to play. Well, I'm that guy for you. I'm that guy. If you want to see a team oriented thing, because a lot of times, a lot of creators in this community is they're selfish in their own way. You know, they're selfish in a manner of they want to show you how they can get buckets that don't consist of what you're accustomed to seeing. Me, I just want to show y'all you can win too. If you just take 4 to 5 smart individuals, place you guys in a setting where everyone can feel a part of the team and thrive, you can beat anything. You can beat any team on any day in any game, because what you're doing, a la what me and my team does, is vastly different than what the people that we play against do. You understand what I'm saying? I've said it once before and I'll say it again. By your build, by your attributes, I already know what you're going to do. Outliers like to comment on my videos and be like, I have that build, I have that player, I don't play that way. In the context of the thing that I say just goes over their head. Let me make it clearer. I'm not saying that every single individual that plays this game, that has the title of a build, that has the attributes of a certain build, is going to play a certain way. But the majority of said players with said build, with said attributes, will play the same way. When a 2K player has a 95 ball handle, a 92 three-pointer, and a 94 driving dunk, it is safe to assume that that team is going to play zone, and that particular player is not going to guard anyone, let alone guard the ball. It's safe to say, because you have already maxed out. You have 3 attributes into the 90s, which means nothing else really matters. If I see a player that has a 99 steal, it is safe to assume that is the person that's going to be A, at the top of the key in the 2-3 zone, or B, on the ball. If I see a player that has a 98 mid-range, that is a player that is going to drift from mid-range, particularly using the Kobe Bryant drifter, because he's probably going to be 6'8". He's probably going to be 6'6", and he's going to have the Kobe Bryant drifter, and he's going to use the screen to get into the mid-range, to drift on the mid-range with Kobe Bryant's drifter, and utilize Hall of Fame blinders and Midi Magician. Those are safe assumptions. I'm sorry if you're the outlier that has the 98-3 but want to dunk. I'm sorry if that is you. I'm sorry if you're the player with the 92 post control but you want to just shoot the 3 ball. I'm sorry. 92 post control in today's game, I don't necessarily look at that the same way I used to look at it, because 92 post control gives you gold unpluckable. Does that still make it exempt that there's going to be a player that uses that 92 post control to his full power and become a center? If I see a 92 post control, I'm going to assume you're a point center. Now, if I see that you begin to play like a point guard, then I know, okay, you have this because you needed gold unpluckable. But it is safe for me to assume at the start of the game, when we hit matchup breakdown and 92 post control is there, I'm going to assume you're a post player. But I feel like the community in itself needs a bit of refreshment. I don't care what people say. 2K24 is not a badly designed basketball game. 2K24, yes, they have bad animations at times. Yes, there is shots that go into this game that have no business going in. 100% smothered, 56% smothered, 87% smothered. Yes, but we do get and understand that this is an RNG game, a random number generator game, a game that the numbers just have to match when you click the input for the things to work. We understand that, right? So when we see the same gameplays in this game, understand it is not the game itself. It's just the people that play the game. That's all. If you think about any game in its entire existence, some games, yes, there are outliers with everything. There are some games who are designed bad, who are just flat out garbage on the developmental side. But there are games that were developed great, that were designed great, but the community that the game creates is what elevates or drops a game in ratings. And what I'm trying to get you guys to understand is that there is always a different way to play. There is always a YouTuber out there, a content creator out there that is playing the game in not only a realistic way, but a respectful way, a way that even your biggest hater can't say that you're exploiting the game. The only thing they gonna say is it's trash and ain't gonna work in a comp setting and ain't gonna work against my team, until they play you and it starts to work. They play you, and it's not as easy as it looked. Oh, I told you we was gonna beat this team. No, you never said you was gonna beat the team. You said it wouldn't work. You said that this would never work against your team. Your team won by 3 points. It worked. Y'all just had an extra possession. You get what I'm saying? Do you understand the context of what I'm speaking? If something doesn't work, something doesn't have an opportunity to beat you. Doesn't have an opportunity to overcome you if something doesn't work. Just because it's different doesn't mean it doesn't work. But I'm just trying to understand why no matter what game mode you play, no matter what build you have, when you play the game and you get into a comp, as I air quote that, game, it's all the same. And that's why my gameplays are going to differ, because you're not going to see a zone. You're not going to see an offensive heavy player trying to hide on defense and getting picked on because he has no defense. You're not going to see that. You're going to see a team play basketball just like you see when you watch the NBA. And that's the craziest thing about it. Oh, it happens in real life. Real life players play like that. The Warriors played nothing like the Lakers. The Lakers played nothing like the Nuggets. The Nuggets played nothing like the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies played nothing like the Heat. The Heat played nothing like the Celtics. The Celtics played nothing like the Bucks. The Bucks played nothing like the 76ers. You get what I'm saying here? There's 30 teams in the NBA. Just because 3-point shots are being jacked up at an enormous rate than it ever was, does not mean every team plays the same. Every team might prioritize the 3-ball or prioritize 3-point shots more than they used to, but teams still defer in their playment, defer in their play style. If the NBA looked like 2K, the NBA would get no views either. The NBA would be considered stale. The NBA is already stale now just based off of players alone. But it would really be stale. Could you imagine if when the Rockets were at their height in 2018 and James Harden was just dribbling the air out of the ball for 23 seconds and throwing grenades to his teammates or driving and dunking every time? Could you imagine if every game you watched in the NBA during that time was the same game? Could you imagine the Rockets playing each other? James Harden would bring up the ball up the court, run a 5-out offense, and then Steph Curry brings up the ball the next possession and he runs a 5-out offense for 7 games. Then LeBron brings up the ball in the next series and he's running a 4-out offense with just a high pick and roll the whole game. And then James Harden is going with the high pick and roll with Clint Capella the whole entire game. Could you imagine every possession they were doing that? Could you imagine how you would enjoy that? Would you enjoy that game? Would you enjoy a 48-minute game of sitting in the corner, maybe getting a shot, may not get a shot, and the moment you get a shot, if you miss the shot, they call you trash? The game isn't stale, y'all. The people who play the game are stale. The gameplay style that's considered elite gameplay style is stale. And they keep selling y'all the same content dream every year, showing you the same gameplay styles every year. The only difference is you're getting older and the folks that are younger and getting older is eating it up. But you know what that creates? A bad community. Because if a younger generation is watching a certain generation play a certain type of way, they're going to mimic that. And when they mimic that, all their friends are going to mimic it. And now you have NBA 2K24. Instead, this time, instead of it being NBA 2K24, it's going to be NBA 2K29. Who am I, though? I'm just a trash dude talking.